Good morning to you, Shamla Maraj. Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, Shamla. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, since I have you here, I want to say thank you so much for opening up this platform for, giving me individually to host, giving me the autonomy to do everything within the segment. You just tell me, Shamla, do you want to host? And you put everything, so you believed in me. And I hope I made you proud.
You
Also,
did.
you have given the community, stakeholders, and allies within the community a platform. And I know I can do this, but the first year I was kind of frightened because I thought I would have run out of gas. But tell you the truth, guests are approaching me now, and it's like that is the hardest part of having getting guests. But they are approaching me because it provides a platform, and it shows that there are different segments of society that are affected with disability,
Yeah. Well,
as we will see.
Shamla, this is just the beginning, and I know that you are so brilliant that you are going to take this just as the beginning for greater things to come. Don't want to take up too much of your time because you have one of my favorite persons that you're going to be chatting with right now. So I'm just going to hand it over to you for unique, not different, for today. Take care now, Shamla. Love you so much.
I love you too,
This is not goodbye. This is until we meet again.
for sure.
All right.
Okay, so good morning, guys, and welcome to Unique Not Different. And with me, I have been harassing him for a while now, and he is finally here. I have Andrew Lewis. Andrew Lewis, I don't think I need to introduce, but let's just say he is a Olympic sailor, laser class. He is an ambassador for our country. He's also an advocate in different spheres in terms of sailing and in terms of ADD and dyslexia. So that being said, I want to introduce you to Andrew Lewis. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm well, thanks. I'm well. Thank you for having me here this morning, and I look forward to just having fun.
Right. So let's start in terms of you have this dyslexia, right? And
hmm
many people into that, especially someone who is deemed a celebrity like yourself, would be so open in terms of coming out and saying, you know what, I have this, and therefore I want to help people. I want to help young youths and children. What made you want to be so open, especially in an environment where, there's a lot of stigma still?
When I look at you said talk about ADD. The word ADD is add. You get to add more to your life with all the energy that comes with. And when we look at dyslexia, um, you know, dyslexia is a challenge, but it makes us all different. And if I were to ask you, Shamla, what makes you different from everybody else? We have four things in our life. What are the four things? Do you have any idea what they are? That makes you and me, everybody different from one another. Do you know what they are?
Weakness. Oh, weakness. I just guessing, eh?
Uh-uh. Try and guess. Try and guess again.
Just I don't know. Tell
All
me.
right. So the first one is your fingerprint, right? There's no one else in this world has a fingerprint like you. Then you have your toes, your toe print. Then you have your eyes, which is your retina, and then you have your DNA. These four things we all have, or if you have lost your hands, you've lost your fingers, and you've lost your eyes, you still have your DNA. There are no two human beings the same. Identical twins are also different. There is human beings are creatures of habit. We get used to what is normal. We want to create as much normalness in our life. And this normalness really is what helps us thrive. But at the same time, it keeps us single minded, single viewed. They say sometimes it's more like laser focus, but you need to have more like a spotlight so you can see more in life. You could see all the abilities out there. So when I look at dyslexia and ADD and all these challenges that I've had in my life, it's just simple that this is what I was born with. These are my gifts. I need to look at them, evaluate them, and try and make the best of it and understanding everything has a process. So I've taken my time throughout my life on this planet. I'm 31 years old. I've taken my time to understand how can I really understand dyslexia. And as I started to understand it more and spend more time with the community, I realized that this gift I was born with has actually helped me become the Olympic sailor that I am. Because if I was good at school, maybe I would be something else. But because I wasn't good at school, I wasn't good at reading, I wasn't good at writing,
Yes.
it showed me that sports, it showed me that sport is what I am good at. So what is considered sometimes a challenge, it shows you your strengths.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this leads me to my next question. You said you were not good at school. I also read that, you went straight into, the ocean. The ocean is your thing, that's your journey. But to be so eloquent in terms of being an ambassador, you have to speak properly, you have to present yourself in a certain way. You have to interact with people, right? How did you mentor yourself to link sports and then to link in terms of that aspect of your life in terms of verbalism, etc.?
Mentoring myself, it sounds really, really a term I don't want to play with. I
Right.
never really mentored myself. I have a lot of faith. We must all have a lot of faith. I have a strong belief system. But what is really important is I had a life team. I've always believed in team. You'll hear Andrew Lewis talking about team, team, team all the time. So as I built this strong life team around me, from coaches to mentors, to nutritionists, to teachers, the parents, the wife, the many aspects of my life team. There is nothing to this day that I cannot get through because of how strong of a life team I have built. And the people on my team, they know they're on my team and they feel they're on my team. And we work together the same way you have your team that's helped you have this segment, this show. We all have to have one. So as I've gone through the process of understanding dyslexia and learning to master my dyslexia, the same way you're mastering all your situations that you go through in life, I've mastered my dyslexia. I could read much better now. I could write much better now. I'm still not the best in the world, but I'm not gonna stop trying to be the best I can be.
You try to understand yourself. So you created the Andrew Lewis Hidden Foundation, right? And in terms of that, you have given back in different forms of life. For example, the Succeeding with Dyslexia workshop. You also currently mentor young children and youth in terms of free sailing classes. What motivated you to start this, and how has that changed your perspective as an adult in terms of mentoring these individuals and seeing how much gaps there are to fill in terms of access to different services, etc., in sports and in terms of education?
Beautiful question. Human beings are creatures of social creatures also. We must be able to socialize. And I believe that purpose is found when we're able to socialize well. And when I mean socialize, I don't mean necessarily liming. I mean the ability to connect with human beings one-on-one like never before. And with success, I believe, comes responsibility. And as I became more and more successful in my sport and everything that I have been doing thus far, I only felt that it was the loving thing to do is to share all the opportunities I have had through sailing, through travel, through anything that these 31 years of my life I've accumulated. And I've decided the Andrew Lewis Sailing Foundation will help. There are 3 pillars of the Andrew Lewis Sailing Foundation: education, sport, and community. So I work on the different areas of these 3 foundations to really help build with education. Yes, succeeding with dyslexia. I am dyslexic, so I don't think there's anybody better to talk about dyslexia than someone who is dyslexic and going through it. And as I go through to encourage people that they can succeed with their dyslexia, it's super important to get them to feel we all want one thing on this planet. One thing. We all want to feel like we belong here. We all want to feel like we belong here. So I want to help people feel like they belong here, because they do. You know, the chance of you, me, and everybody making it on this planet is 1 in 100 billion.
Yeah.
So people come to me and say, Andrew, you're a miracle. I said, no, you're a miracle. Shamla, you're a miracle. We are all miracles, because 1 in 100 billion is not a small number.
Exactly.
You're going to be really lucky to make it here. So you made it here, far less you're doing all the things that you're doing. Let's take the opportunity to do more with what we have. You know, if you can't read, no problem. We could figure that out and learn to read in your speed and your style. You can't write, no problem. Let's learn to write in your speed and your time and your way. It's okay. You know, in the end of the day, even me as a competitor, many years ago, I stopped racing against my competitors. And people look and say, what do you mean you stop racing against your competitors? No, I am now trying to be the best version of myself. I understand my competitors and what they're doing, but I'm trying to be the best version of myself. And this allows me to transcend. So in 2019, my results have gone up. Now I'm going to my third Olympic Games. This has helped me. So what happens as human beings, we tend to fight ourselves internally. We tend to fight our minds. And as we start to release and let go of that internal fight, we get to have much more externally. So I've been releasing this whole fight of I can't read well and I can't write well, and it's been helped me read and write even better.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, definitely a motivational speaker as well. I could hear that. Now, in terms of your career as a sailor, and you are qualified to be in this year's Olympic, Olympic and the laser class sailing. How has that journey been since qualification, pandemic, and having its ups and downs? Is there an Olympic? Are there not any Olympics, etc.? How have you keep motivating yourself in terms of knowing, not knowing, but yet still training towards that goal? How do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, life is my excitement. I find excitement in life. So the Olympic Games is just the Olympic Games. And I don't say that to downplay the Olympic Games or to any youth or young one who's coming up. The Olympic Games are an amazing experience. It's an amazing platform to work towards, to achieve on. It's really a beautiful journey. But in the end of the day, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic here. You know, lives are being lost, but at the same time, life is also going on. For me, it is really important to do the best of what I have. What I do have is I have sailing still. I am able to do a little bit of travel to compete and train still. I know that the world of sport is trying their best to put on Olympic Games, and it's really, really close that it's going to happen. In my opinion, if you were to ask Andrew, is it going to happen or not? I say yes, it is going to happen. So in reality, it's okay. All this postponement, all this pandemic, this experience we're all going through, it is okay. You know, so we have to realize that, you know, sometimes we feel like we're nowhere. You know, I love this word nowhere. You'll hear me use it all the time. If you put a line in front of the W, you get that you're now here. It's all right. We're now here. You gotta understand that this is where we're at. You know, the Olympics Games are gonna start on the 25th or the 23rd of July. I'll be there once it's all happening, and I will do my best. I have not stopped training since the pandemic has started, and I am grateful because I have more time to train. So let's keep training.
Yeah. So in closing, right? I want you to just since I have you here, to give advice in terms of not only youth but adults, because I think what you portray and what you the message that you give not only can help persons within one aspect of life, but throughout life, children, youths, and adults, even seniors. What advice would you give society in general in terms of discovering who you are and then amending that to be a success?
Beautiful. So there are two aspects to it. First of all, never go into anything. Everything in life, go through it. You go through secondary school. You don't go into secondary school. You go through school. You go through relationships. You go through experiences in life. If you go into things, there's a chance if you don't succeed, you'll get stuck. You get stuck in life. And we don't want to get stuck. You know, life is like when we're born, it's like an open faucet. Water is running, flow through everything in life. When that tap turns off is when we're no longer here. But some people tend to turn that tap to less flow of the water because they get stuck. So don't go into anything in life. Flow through all your experiences. Everything is forever evolving. And that's the second part. You, me, our purpose, our everything that we do is forever going to evolve. So understand you will never be the same person this second. Every second in life, you will be a different person. So as you continue to evolve, understand that you are unique. That fingerprint, that toe print, those eyes, those DNA, you are unique. So take what you have, evolve it as best as you can, find as much purpose inside of there. And I find purpose, as I said, comes from helping other people, you know, helping other people. If you look at hope, hope stands for helping other people every day. So use that hope for life and help people every single day, and it'll give you more purpose for living. And by nature, you know, things will really, really increase because of all the blessings that it will bring by nature. So I just want to say thank you all for having me here this morning. And
thank you so much, Andrew. This was incredible, and I wish you all the best in your journey. I want you to not only succeed in sports, but succeed throughout life and continue doing what you're doing. And you know what? You have a long way to go. Even after Olympics, your presence will still be here based on what you are doing. So thank you incredibly. And with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to this week's segment of Unique but Different. Until next week, be good, do good, and love you, Lisa. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Andrew. Take care, guys. Bye.